Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something I think we've all felt. That search for a place where we really, truly belong. You know, the search for home. It's a really strange feeling, isn't it? Like you're just adrift. You're looking for something to hold on to in a world that suddenly feels completely unfamiliar. Well, that feeling of longing for a place, a person, maybe just a memory, is something a young girl named Laia knew all too well. She was lonely, quiet, and she poured all of those feelings into her art, painting on little scraps of wood. But her art had this secret. Sometimes her paintings would shimmer and almost come to life.
So to really get into this journey, we've got to have the right words. Let's dig into the language we use for this deep, very human feeling of longing.
First up, homesick. It's that ache, you know? The one you feel deep down when you're just sad because you're away from home, away from your family, from all those familiar things. And this is usually how it shows up in real life, right? It's not some big, dramatic moment. It's quieter. It's just not wanting to go out, not wanting to engage with anything new because you're missing what's old and familiar.
Now, nostalgia, that's a little different. See, homesickness is about the sadness of being away right now. Nostalgia is more of a warm, kind of bittersweet feeling for a time that's already passed. It's looking back on a memory with a lot of fondness. Think about Laia sitting in that rainy alley. She wasn't just painting a sky, she was painting a feeling. A nostalgic wish for the simple warmth of the sun on her face, a memory of a brighter day that felt so far away.
And this gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Home is so much more than just a building. It's a collection of these comforts, the smell of your mom's cooking, the sound of a specific laugh, that feeling of just being safe. That's what we're really missing when we say we're homesick. Of course, trying to find your footing in a new place is, well, it's never easy. It comes with its own challenges, a time when everything just feels off. Every single transition needs this adjustment period. It's that time you need to learn the new rhythms of a place, build new routines, and just start to feel like you belong again. For some people, it's pretty quick, but for others, like Laia, it can be really, really tough. Just as Laia starts to finally make a friend, her entire world gets turned upside down. Her unique gift, the one thing that gave her comfort, is completely misunderstood. It's not seen as a wonder, it's seen as a threat. And for that, she's punished, locked away, and totally isolated. This is where her incredible gift gets her, all alone, in a cold, dark room, feeling like her art and any hope she had are just gone. You know, to say she's bummed out is probably the understatement of the year, but the phrase fits. It's not just sadness, it's this heavy, heavy disappointment that hits when the very best part of you leads to you being rejected and locked away. But even in the darkest moments, when it feels like all is lost, that's often when things start to change. Laia's story isn't over. It's about to take a turn towards connection. So what does she do? She doesn't just sit there and wait for someone to save her. No way. First, she takes action. She uses the very gift that got her locked up to set herself free. And then, she makes a choice. She decides to build a connection. She runs towards the one person who actually understood her. And this shows us two really different ways we fight loneliness. On one side, you have reaching out, going out, keeping busy, trying to meet new people. But then there's letting in, and that's about being vulnerable. That's what Laia does with Thomas. She trusts him with her story, and that creates a bond that's so much stronger than just a shared activity.
And just look at the result of that trust. Thomas doesn't just say, "Oh, that's too bad." He offers her true companionship. He basically says that home isn't a place you have to stay. It's something you can build together. He chooses wonder with Laia over the comfort of what he knows.
And this brings us right to the heart of the whole story. As Laia and Tamara's are out on their own, she starts to figure out the true nature of her gift, and because of that, the true meaning of home. As word about her gets out, people start demanding things. They want paintings for money, for power, but her magic, her art, it starts to fade. It gets weaker and weaker under the weight of all that greed, because that's not what it was ever for. Then, in this moment of crisis, facing down a king who wants her to paint a future he can control, Laia has this amazing realization. Her gift isn't about controlling what happens next, it's about inspiring hope, right here in the present moment. And that's really the core of it all. The magic was never in the paintbrushes or the wood. It was her courage, her hope, her ability to connect with another person. That was her real power. Home, for Laia, wasn't a place she lost. It was a feeling she carried inside her and, eventually, shared with Tomas.
And so that leaves us with this final thought. If home really is a feeling, built out of connection and hope and courage, then how do we build it for ourselves wherever we happen to go? What are the materials you're using to build yours? Thanks for joining us.